here at the GSL August. We've had some exciting, epic games today, and we're not finished yet. We're going to have a Terran versus Protoss. Finally, a Protoss. I was missing.
One of the few ones left, man.
I know.
Genius against Virus, the BlizzCon champion, against a pretty good Terran, man.
Yeah, I think this Terran is sometimes overshadowed by some of the other Terrans we have here. But a very formidable opponent nonetheless. Genius, this is his time right now to come back and really establish himself as a solid top player.
Yeah, it is, really. I mean, a lot of people thought he wouldn't, including us, that he wouldn't make it into the round.
We did. We would talk about that.
Round of 16. But, you know, he's drawn a pairing that this guy isn't like a champion. You don't look at Virus like you look at Nest here or MVP or anything like that. It's not like, oh, Genius, you're so dead. This is someone he can beat, and he can make a top 8, man. And that's something Genius needs. He hasn't been quite what he was, you know, during the beta, during the time of BlizzCon, in the very early stages of StarCraft 2. He was a sick force to be reckoned with. Everyone was afraid of him. Now they aren't as afraid of him anymore. You know, he's just kind of like, oh, you're a really good Protoss. But
you know, it's interesting if you look back in the group stage to see how hard it was for him to get out of that group. He did it, but man, talk about a game of survival. But enough about Genius, on to Virus. Virus is a very, very solid Terran, as you can see, beating the likes of Hong and Clyde, Fruit Dealer, and understandably losing to some of these other good players too. I'd say he's right in the middle as far as skill goes of Code S.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
Maybe a little bit lower towards bottom part of the middle.
Like 17th or 18th.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, that's fair. But, you know, he had a nice time, got right out of his group. Notice that in his last 10 games, he did lose a game to Genius.
And, you know, he's probably going to be wanting his revenge here today.
Oh, certainly, man. Of course.
His last 10 sets, he's 5-5. But you can never take that too seriously once you're this deep in Code S, because it's basically the, you know, 32 players that are the best in the world.
Going 5-5 against those players? You kidding me? That's great.
That's pretty good. So a lot of people might be like, but he's 50-50. Well, that's not how it works, man. Oh, and look at Genius. He's
that's
so
the best
cute.
picture we've ever had. Look at that picture.
Genius looks so much like Doug Funny to me. It's not even funny. Every time I see it, I'm like, Doug Funny.
It's not even funny. You mean it's so funny?
It's so funny.
It's even funny.
Where's Pork Chop? What is
he would have a little dog named Pork Chop too.
Well, what is the blue guy that's Doug Funny's friend?
Skeeter.
It's like, hey guys.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? And if he wins this, he will win.
Shut up, Skeeter! I'm trying to practice StarCraft!
Someday he'll win over Patty Mayonnaise's heart, though.
Well, it looks like Patty Mayonnaise has some competition
here.
You
better back up, Patty Mayonnaise. Because this Protoss Genius is pretty sexy.
He is indeed tasteless.
Yes. Now, our map is... What is our map, Artos? It's dual site, right?
Dual site.
Yep, we got dual site for the map. I can't wait to see what kind of strategies Genius is going to try to use. Genius is very, very crafty.
Yeah.
And he's got his own way of playing.
He knows how to win, man.
He definitely, that's what it's it. He knows how to win. Virus is a little bit more of a generic play style, I guess I'd say.
Yeah, I would go with that.
It's almost hard for me to even put my finger on what exactly it is, because it's just standard. Probably
kind of generic.
The higher ranked Terrans in our tournament.
Yeah.
Talondium Ultra was eliminated by Virus. Crossfire, not surprising, they're eliminated by Genius. No Protoss wants to face a Terran on Crossfire. And their Banshee Marine tank all ends.
Yeah, it's a pretty rough map, man. You can't make Colossus on it. Vikings own the skies there, that's for sure.
Yeah, no kidding. So, when our Korean commentators are ready, because I sure as hell am ready, we're going to get this game going with Virus against Genius for the Code S. The winner moves on to the round of 8. I'm Tasteless. With me is Artosis. We're here in Seoul, Korea, casting the GSL August.
Her skin is laced with poison. Her words are laced with lies. Affliction is waiting in her eyes.
Come on, guys, let's start this game. Losing my mind. All right, we got it. In the bottom left on our one-on-one map, the question for Genius going into this game is, does he have enough antibodies?
스타테일 바이러스.
Get it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I write my own jokes.
I see that.
And now, to the upper right. You know why he could join Mensar Toast? Because he's a...
MVP genius.
That's right, he's an MVP genius that
Yeah.
lets him get into Mensa.
It's the most valuable genius. The one that plays Starcraft professionally.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Genius. This is his #1 fan here from Canada. Hearts.
Genius.
Genius.
Yep. In that scenario, you might want to read that as Canada loves genius.
Yeah. I could see that interpretation.
Yeah. Well,
Probe on the way.
Virus is getting a gas. So Genius, that's basically what he's going in to look for. You can't really get too much information. Does he have gas or doesn't he have gas? And if you're really smart, you look at how long he's had gas, how much gas has been mined, because if they get gas first, for instance, you should go ahead and make a Phoenix. There's nothing funnier than making Phoenix against some Terran tasteless who got his gas real quick and has plans for you with tech units.
Yeah.
And you like
They're
find
like,
his face
"Huh."
the Phoenix and like the Banshee's about to pop out. He has to decide if he cancels it or not.
I am actually terrible with Phoenix builds against Terran.
Oh yeah?
I just suck.
Trick is never make more than 5.
Yeah, that's actually a good point of advice there.
Well, Virus is actually, he's making a second barracks and getting a second gas.
I sense danger.
Yeah. Pretty
Virus
cool, man.
smells blood in the water.
Virus is definitely going to be doing something pretty aggressive here. Genius, on the other hand, has his second gas up. We do have a Reaper on the way. I'm actually trying to figure out exactly what he's doing here with that second gas and making a Reaper. Now, there has been a build with Reapers and Hellions involved as well against Protoss. And in fact, he's making a factory. Maybe that's what we're going to see. Blue Flame Hellion Speed Reaper. That is.
Ooh, it
has occurred.
That would just be sex.
That would be.
Right,
yeah,
yeah.
that wouldn't be sex. That would actually be sex. That would actually be like. That would be awesome, man.
Ah! The SCV that got away. How are you, Stalker? Use your pony trot legs to catch him.
There we go.
Leave it to me.
But he's got pony trot legs. Leave it to me. All right, so it looks like Stim on the way as well. This is an interesting build that we're seeing. It might be a medevac he's going for. It's not going to be the build that I was wanting to see. Realizes he cannot kill anything there. Runs and dies. Your Reapers are so cool, man. They die real quick, though.
Well, the thing is, when the Reaper dies, it looks like his jetpack got damaged and actually went off, and he died in that way. It's so cool.
Yep. Oh, okay. So what we have going on right now from Virus is he's going 2 Rax Marines, 1 with Reactor, 1 with Tech Lab for upgrades, as well as Siege Tank. So this is going to be one of those very, very strong and intense timing pushes, as I'm sure that all of you watching GOMTV do know. Right now, a lot of Protosses are having a hard time against these Marine Tank Banshee all-ins from Terran.
Yeah.
Because of greedy expands and whatnot. Now, this is kind of similar to that. This is actually a build that's made to snipe people who are trying to do a build that stops the build I just talked about. It skips the Banshee for a little bit heavier ground army, so that you can actually just kind of go in and kill someone who's made specific units to try to snipe it. Let's say you make extra Stalkers to try to kite a little bit more and take out the Banshees. This is going to be much better against that. So he's going to have those extra upgrades and those extra Marines. And Genius might be in a lot of trouble.
Do you think that there's a possibility that he's going to get a Raven with this build?
Well, he is getting a Starport right now, but I don't think so. I think he's going to swap it out and get Banshees. The Raven seems like it would come a little bit too late. You know, Ravens, they cost a bajillion gases, I'm sure you know. And he doesn't have that much gas. You know, it would take him a while to get a Raven out there, and then it would have to wait for point defense drone, and This, that, and the other thing. You wouldn't have enough Banshees to make point defense drone truly worth it. You might just make a medevac. You might just make some
medevac could be
Banshees
really
as well.
good.
Yeah. And Genius right now really doesn't know quite what's going on, but he has made an observer after his expand. And we'll go down and check that out right away. He's making a second observer as well. He's trying to play a very safe and solid game. And in fact...
Okay, he knows. When you see 3 tanks, you know what's coming at you.
Well, right now he is making an Immortal. Of course, those Marines are going to be extremely good against that Immortal. Can Genius actually hold this?
He might have to sack his Nexus.
Well, he's going to have to catch little groups of units. Oh my god.
Oh my god, it's actually the sickest all-in.
Yep, and here we go. He's going to have to catch pieces of the units. Oh, and he misses his force field slightly. 3 force fields for 2 Marines. It's not what he wants to do. He really wanted to catch a few more in there. Be able to pick those off. Using the high ground very well here.
Sieging up. Very smart. Protoss backs up.
He has a lot of Zealots. I love that he's making a lot of Zealots here. And, well, Genius, now's the time. And again, his force field's not the best. Ow, that's actually a lot of damage done to those Zealots right there. He has to spread those Zealots out, man. You just attack with a clump, those Siege Tanks are going to eat him alive.
The Nexus is taking damage. He has to attack before the Nexus is destroyed, and here he goes!
And he's taking a lot of splash damage here. Siege Tanks targeting down sentries now.
The Immortal coming right in there, the one at the top to hit those Marines. But there are just so many Marines. The Immortal brother hitting the tanks, excuse me.
And not targeting that Immortal on that tank. He could have easily taken that tank out.
Like,
finally does.
Screw it up there, and that should be GG.
Yeah, Genius is looking pretty dead, man. This is going to be it. No way to hold this. Stim Marines combat shield and a medevac. Nuh-uh. Goodbye, Genius.
And Genius going to try over here, but he will fail. And look at this, just going for the Immortal, saying, well, he'll die easily. I'll take everything else out later. So expect GG any second as we're going to have to go on to set number 2.
5 supply to 45 at the moment. And Genius's supply consists of 3 probes and 2 observers. GG! Virus owns up game number 1. You know, these 1 base builds are so good against the 1 gateway expansions that we're seeing every Protoss in the world greedily do.
Yeah, this is a big metagame shift.
Yeah, and if Protosses want to beat them, man, they have to take a look at it and say, you know what? I'm greedy. I shouldn't be so greedy. I should make an observer before my expand. I should make a Phoenix before my expand. You know, something that lets them know what's coming so that they can be prepared instead of just see it come out and be like, oh, I guessed wrong.
Well, you don't have to make StarCraft into a guessing game. You don't.
You want to do coin flip builds like the one gate expand, especially in this metagame where everyone and their brother and their mother and their sister
and their goldfish.
Their goldfish is on the ladder doing 1 base Terran all-ins against Protoss because everyone makes a Nexus so quick. You want to make a Nexus that quick? Well, it's your fault.
Be prepared to face the consequences. I personally have the 1 base robo.
1 base robo, best build
out. I look at what
build
they're doing. Sometimes I'll be making a Nexus, you know, like, but then if I get there and I see it's on, I can cancel the Nexus.
Cancel that Nexus, man.
Play defense
and
go from there and win.
Yep.
But, yeah, I think that build was a little bit anachronistic from Genius. He's basically using a build that people were using a few months ago. And, you know, Genius, I don't think he's mixed up his style quite enough.
He hasn't.
Kind of been the guy who's still using some of the older tricks to win games.
In the beginning, in the beta, he was actually a revolutionary Protoss. And nowadays, he's just kind of, he uses the same old stuff over and over and over and over and over.
Our next map will be Zelnaga Fortress. So I hope we see some better play from Genius. I actually always secretly sort of root for Genius. I like the guy. He's a really friendly guy.
He's funny, too.
Yeah, he's funny.
You know, this is a map a lot of Protosses don't like against Terran. A lot of people feel this is a very Terran-heavy map, Terran-favored map.
It's a tough map. Actually, I hate playing on Zelnaga Fortress.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I hate playing on that map.
I actually don't even really play it. I wouldn't be surprised if Genius does some sort of all-in here. Whether it's a Void Ray or some sort of 4-warp gate. Maybe even a fast expand into 6-warp gate.
Yeah, why not? All right. It's time, Artosis.
Yeah.
So get ready, my little nerdlings at home, because we're going to go into game number 2 here between Virus and Genius. Who will win? We're going to find out. Terran versus Zerg. Terran versus Protoss. My bad. My bad. This is the GSL Codes.